have all the pieces.
Shot clock at 5. This is Burries. He'll pull and bangs in a 3. And a good start for the. Here's Trujillo underneath. Good look. Gets it to Potter. And Ethan Potter is going to get to the free throw line for the Trailblazers. Again, John so happy and excited to see what our players look like and feel their way through. What a night.
After this one, you're heading to Hawaii for 3 games. And he said, look, we defense to create some spacing.
Utah Tech win on the road at South Dakota. So this is the 3rd of 4. We're just under 3 minutes gone by here in Tucson. There's a steal. Davis into the passing lane. Cole Pete gets it from the back. There's Smithfield, Utah, Skyview High School. He's only a freshman. The 18th at 9:30 Eastern on TNT and streaming on H.
That shooter, his landing space. This game for granted. And whenever you do that against an inferior opponent.
Touted prospects, everyone's singing their praises, but they always look to me, ask me for my permission before they do anything with the team. They're such good kids.
You know, because being the Ivy League of the desert, we don't let anybody in. You got to get your grades together, so we'd send them to Dixie to get everything sorted out.
Was tight. Go from start. As Utah Tech turns it over, Del Orso off the bench, making it happen. Little flick at the rim, won't go from a Watt senior. Tennessee transfer last year, big piece for Tommy Lloyd. Sheer freshman sensations that they brought into the mix.
And the fact that
this is Potter. Going inside to a walk outside Trujillo. That's a 3. Good looking.
Having a terrific start this season.
He has scored the Trailblazers' last 6 points. Here comes Owaka. He goes glass. Excellent start.
Necessary to compete in that Big 12.
So Jushawn Holt. We were watching Arizona GA play on Monday night. I don't know. Burries, the freshman, slithers into the paint to the cup. Lefty finish. No Pete on a stick back.
You saw there. That's where it fit.
Arizona Wildcats, number 13 team in the country. As Owaka continues in really the night. Utah Tech has hit only 1 field goal. They've gotten 11 of their points at the free throw line. And boy, Del Orso, these obviously 2 guys are going to be monster pieces for this Arizona team this season. Davis trying to get into the paint. Like Tommy Lloyd's bunch. Here's Pete. Boy, getting that footwork. Just masterful. 10 impressive. There is nothing about that kid when you watch him play that leads you to think he's a freshman. My goodness. Here comes Bolanga. Boy, lightning quick.
Over 2 defenders.
Bolanga, young man from France. Playing a long way from home tonight. How about this start? Del Orso as he goes right into the teeth of that defense. Del Orso, deep shot. Bolanga, and here comes the freshman Pete. 3-on-1, and he drops it down. Pretty look to Bradley.
No look for Bradley for the Deuce.
Nice little inside floater. Potter.
You might have to make a business decision.
In number 2 recruiting class in the country behind only Duke, highlighted by these 2.
Pass the ball well, and they also can impact the game at all 3 levels, right? They've got
beautiful drive and kick. Bolanga able to dial up from deep. Much needed shot for the Trail. Rest of our fabulous TNT sports crew here from Tucson, Arizona. Just fish. Amazing Bradley was in that game. 27 points. He scored 11 of their final 18. As Krivas has it stripped, rolling to the basket. Free throw line, and that's going to loom large for this team as they get into the bulk of their season. As here's just amazing. 30.7 rebounds, 5 assists for the Trailblazers. So 1-1. Toby Aribi.
Shot quality. They have just really struggled to create space.
Owana lights the lamp. Here's Aribi. Trujillo thought about the transition three. Instead goes Glass. Aribi able to clean up the mess. So the coach at Snow College for 12 years in that school's athletic hall of fame before the game.
And he's on. Right, he just loved the game.
Short that time. Utah Tech right now 6 of 19 from the field as Pete is going to get himself back to the free throw line. Grew up in Chandler, Arizona, but a 2-hour drive from where we are, incoming freshman class in the country.
Put everybody on notice.
Foul charge to Aribi is his homecoming weekend. Great energy, great vibes in this city. Boy, it's a fun time of year. Football entering the stretch run. Basketball season going to loom large for this team as they get into the bulk of their season. As he makes good on against the Gators. Just amazing. 30.7 reaching for the Trailblazers. So 1-1. Toby Aribi.
Shot quality. They have just really struggled to create space.
Owana lights the lamp from deep. And a B. Trujillo thought about the transition three. Instead goes Glass. Aribi able to clean up the mess. So 5 straight for the stops. The coach at Snow College for 12 years in that school. Conversation with him before the game.
And he's on. Right, he just loved.
Grew up in Chandler, Arizona, but a 2-hour drive from where we are here. Class in the country.
Put everybody on notice.
Foul charge to Aribi is his Maple Leafs Bruins, followed by the Ducks and the Avalanche, and Wednesday Rangers late. Going to be a great college basketball season overall. As a Barrett.
And if they can get some stops and try to get out in transition, I think that's the.
Delorso, pretty spin to the rack, missed it. Offensive rebound, Owaka. Aribi got him from the back, and its last touch underneath. As we cross the 3-minute mark before halftime. Utah Tech, a team at the Division I level in terms of full eligibility for only this. Not like they've come in here and shot the lights out.
They've been able to get to the free throw line.
Owana pops it back. Owana, another French national, and he's put his imprint on this one quickly. Burries
Half court.
This is basically a brand new team for Judkins and Utah Tech. That's a 3, Bolanga. And they're poked away, Trujillo. Tracked down by Burries. Underneath, beautiful pass to Pete. That was Trujillo, 11 to shoot, 19 left in the half. This is Potter on the box, spinning, and hits. Tough shot. I don't think anyone expected this. Delorso's 3 misses badly, and that is going to get us to halftime here in Tucson. The Utah Tech Knights are within 7 as we get to the break. Trujillo around a pick. Good movement. Burries open 3. So Burries hit his first from deep, hasn't hit since. And Utah Tech nearly turns it over a second time, and then they do the takeaway. Burries going to take it all the way home himself underneath. He's done that a couple of times tonight. Dribbled into traffic and trouble. 7th Utah Tech turnover, and that is Pete. Year 5 for Tommy Lloyd here in Tucson. Only Brad Stevens with more victories. Boy, with a much better start here to the second half than what we saw to begin the night. That is the answer. 3-point from the corner. Forward that momentum, GA, after he took one on the chin to begin the half. This is Potter doing his dance, boy, and then he lined.
A nice jump up.
So just past 3 minutes gone by, second half. Here comes Karchenkov, a little bit out of control, and the officials agree. 3 at their conference foe, Utah Valley. What a get for John Judkins. That is Bolanga.
Your best players are going to become magnets. The ball will find them through the offense, and that's when I think they're going to.
Holt. Potter with the leaner. We'll get a better look at to Tucson tonight. Boy, they have to be awfully proud of their boys so far. As Burries able to complete the 3-point play. So they get Potter rolling to the basket. Smart cut game. With 15 and change left. Here's Pete exploding to the rack.
And that's an example.
Potter, 6 to shoot. Davis puts it on the dead boy. Got the step on Pete.
He's been impressive here tonight.
Walker off balance underneath, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by 7 points, hit a big 3. Here comes Walker down the paint, sealed off nicely by Potter and Walker. But GA, they've extended their defense now, defending out to the 3-point line of the Wildcats. As we get a whistle here, stopping play. Shot clock still at 15, plenty of clock. Owana flashes, catches, misses.
And we'll get you a double-double.
It's a team that is so well constructed for Tommy Lloyd. Walker missed. There's some of the early season growing pains that you got to go through tonight against Utah Tech. Aribi, a little bit off.
Fourth, a really good effort after this one.
You and us both, you and me both, by the way, had trepidation, that's for sure. But you're right.
Pressure against it itself right there. Utah Tech trying to overextend and just real simple back door for the Deuce.
Bradley, boy, beautifully done. Got Barrett on his heels. And right now there is a lid on the rim for Utah Tech. Aristo to the cup. Owana got a fingertip.
All set up by what they're doing defensively, though.
Well, they need this badly. Barrett steps into an open.
In the feet here for Arizona.
16 for Pete, 10 and 14 for Awaka. Into the corner, Del Orso, corner pocket, 3 splash!
They're screening there off that set play that leads to the triple.
Here comes Trujillo, and they're going to count the back. South Dakota on the road, and on Wednesday, their home opener against Buffett Tech. The guy that they are depending on to have a big, big season for them in the Western Athletic Conference.
And one of those equal opportunity starts where everybody wants to go out and prove what they can do and what will happen over time in the next few years.
Make over $100,000 from this game tonight. Same deal when they go to Arizona.
And to facilitate their budgets.
You know, these games have become financial lifeblood for these programs, these schools, no doubt. On the glass, his 18th. Beautiful finish at the cup. Boy, Burries, nice bounce back game for him.
Especially when you don't have a lot of experience. And it kind of takes you out of the game.
Potter, beautiful little stretch to the cup. Cole Pete, but there's nothing he can't do with a basketball in his hands. Cole Pete, 18 points, 6 of 7 from the field. He's got to the free throw line again, 6 of 8 from the stripe. Nice hand for Walker, what a night for him. 18 rebounds, GA, and 12 points. Braden Burry squares up and hits.
Guys harder and give them the focus.
And this is one where, you know, if you're Tommy Lloyd, you want to kind of get a 20-point lead with under 5 minutes left. Starts to bring in some of those guys at the end.
Where he didn't have to do anything but gather and go up.
Davis, beautiful little baseline jumper. But Krivas determining just how far this Arizona team can go. Beautiful little spin. Season. As Bolaga misses from deep. What a beautiful pass. Aristo was out here pregame on the bench right now. Good looking stroke.
Yeah.
What a future he's going to be in front of him. Tech was all over them early. As Owana rips it back, misses on the baseline, and Davis on the weak side put back.
Love him. He works extremely hard. He's just one of the guys you would never know that his dad's LeBron.
McHale center. Arnold slashes into the paint, cleans up his own mess. And he's going to get himself a screen, gets it from Gay. Into the corner. Aristo from deep.
I do. I actually really do. Yeah, it's memorable.
Well, this second half performance, homecoming weekend here in Tucson. And Cole Pete once again sent Braden Burries with a nice little breakthrough performance in his second game as a collegiate.